Hi, Beatrice Nora here with Musings Podcast, and here are my musings. What to do when you constantly fail. Maybe you work very hard. You even attend empowerment seminars, read more books, and even consult with seasoned mentors. Nothing seems to work. Yes, you can constantly fail even when you are doing the best thing or the right thing. Giving up is not the best choice. Self-exploration and competing against yourself is the way to go. Let me start you off with a story. A young marketing manager was hired for a marketing position in a very prestigious company. The person hiring him was impressed by his credentials and his resume. He was charismatic and a go-getter. And after the end of 3 months, in his review meeting, he was informed that he was not able to get enough clients. His ratings were poor, and he was given another quarter to show improvement, and still there was no improvement. And finally, he was fired. He was frustrated. He hit the rock bottom. What do we do when we hit the rock bottom? When we do not meet our goals? When we disappoint the expectations of other people? Let's take a lesson from this guy. He realized that the rock bottom is not a place he would like to camp in forever. So he pushed himself out of his comfort zone and started practicing small wins. And because he had tarmacked enough and he could not get a job, he volunteered in a community center that was feeding the homeless people. He volunteered in the kitchen, and for him to have something to wake up to, go and do, was the beginning of a small win. And remember, when we talk about a small win, it doesn't have to be something that you are paid to do. It is something that can boost your self-esteem. It is something that can help you to explore yourself and other talents that you have, that you can bring on the table and change the course of your life. And as he continued to volunteer, he started baking. And he would bake the cakes and the pies, and everybody would comment how delicious his cakes and pies and cookies were. And so it was like every time he went into that volunteer job, he went home with a small win that made him feel happy and proud of himself, even though he did not have a penny in his pocket. Self-exploration is a very powerful tool, and we are able to use it especially when we hit the rock bottom and we are desperate to put our hands on anything that can be helpful. And out of those small wins, and out of that encouragement, encouragement that he gave to himself, he started his own baking business. And today, as we talk, he is a very successful baker with a very successful business. Please, don't keep fixing what is not working. He realized that even though he was a good marketing manager and good in finances, he was not succeeding. And the more he wasted time trying to tarmac and fix, and the list can go on, he realized he was wasting his time. So if whatever you are doing is not working for you, if you keep on failing, you are constantly failing, quit fixing what is not working. You can succeed outside your career. You know, we have this mindset that we can only succeed in our career. We can only succeed in what we went to school to do. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. You know, sometimes you can succeed out of a hobby that you have and you turn it into an income generating thing. I know of a person, and this person was an engineer, and yet things started falling apart and his engineering atmosphere was a mess. He started failing and he could not understand why he was failing, fired from one job to the other, and yet he was very knowledgeable. But he started looking for small wins. He started volunteering to help people with their small financial analysis, small things here and there, small bookkeeping here and there. And today, he is a big financial analyst. He never went to school for accounting. He never went to school for finances, but he is doing it better than people who went to school for that. In conclusion, let me say this. Acknowledge that you can bounce back even after a failure. Failure is not permanent if you choose to explore your options, and you will bounce back. Acknowledge that it is possible to fail even when you are doing your best. Create small self-goals and celebrate the tiny victories. In my case in point, I gave you an illustration of a person who started volunteering in a community center that was feeding the homeless. And every night he was celebrating those small victories. Identify the areas that you can participate and celebrate those tiny victories. And finally, treasure the feeling of how it feels to win. It's your secret weapon. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to this podcast. Make sure you visit me at my website, beatricendora.com. Maybe you would like support in your self-development journey. With all my years of experience as a professional counselor, behavior specialist, and mental health coach, I can help you. Get in touch with me. I am on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. Inbox me and we can start the conversation from there. Alternatively, if you choose, you can call me 717-296-1721. Well, I will speak to you next time.